All right, y'all. So we're completing the square with the leading coefficient that is greater than 1. So what you've been doing in the previous examples is writing it in the simplest form, x plus a squared plus b. And when that expanded to help us complete the square, that's x squared plus 2ax plus a squared plus b. But this time we have a number in front of x squared that's greater than 1. And so in order for us to get that x by itself, we're going to have to factor. Now we have 3 terms. The first 2 terms are the terms that we need with completing the square, the a and the b. And then this term kind of just stays on the side until we get our a squared. So we're kind of just going to put minus 3 to the side. And then we're going to put 2x squared plus 8x in parentheses. Because these 2 terms are relating to our x squared and our 2ax, okay? But we want it to be x squared, so we're going to factor out 2 because that number will get us 1 in our coefficients. So now this turns into 2x squared, and if I factor out 2 from 8, that leaves me with plus 4x, okay? Plus, we don't know a squared, right? See, we're kind of writing in this form. So I'm going to write a squared in parentheses with a colored pencil. And then I'm going to close it. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing this with one hand. Boom. And then add that minus 3 on the end, right? So now we're going to work on completing the square. We need to get our b value, or what our 2a is. And so that's 4. Okay, 4 is like our 2a. So 2a equals 4. Divide both sides by 2, and I get a equals 2. Okay, well, we don't need just a right now. We will in our final answer, but we need a squared. So a squared is 2 squared, and that equals 4. So we have our criteria. We have our a, we have our a squared, we have our leading coefficient already out of our parentheses. So now we're going to complete the square. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to rewrite what I have so far. So I have 2, I have x squared plus 4x. Instead of a squared, we're now going to add what a squared is, which is positive 4. And put that in parentheses in blue. And then we have that minus 3. But remember, we want to keep this expression even, equivalent. So if we add 4, the opposite, oops, again, y'all, one-handed. I'm doing one-handed math. We're going to subtract 4 from the 3. So we add the 4 to our parentheses. We're going to subtract it from the constant. So these expressions are technically separate. Let me pull that back out. Uh-oh, long. Give me 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, back at it again. Here we go. So now we are going to continue to simplify this. These are technically 2 separate parts of our expression. So I'm kind of going to just like group these terms and then group these terms. Because let's think about our completing our square. That x plus a squared part is basically expanded into x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. So this is our expanded version. And then our plus b is on the outside of our perfect square. So we're gonna keep that 2 because it's our factored number outside of our parentheses. We know that this is gonna be x plus a, and our a we solved for is 2. And then we square it, right? And it says plus b. Well, I actually made a mistake right here, and this is actually not my correct b. So I did this on purpose. 4 is not my correct b here, as if it were when we were doing our previous problems. We had this leading coefficient of 2, okay? So technically 2 is outside of the parentheses, so what do we do with the number 2? We distribute it. So 2 is multiplied by 4, and that actually equals 8. So the inverse, the opposite that we're going to put next to our b value is not the opposite of plus 4, but the opposite of positive 8. So our additional number over here is actually plus 8. Okay? So negative 3 plus 8 is a positive 5. And this is our final expression for completing the square. Now remember, you can always check your answers. I know that wasn't told to you in the videos, but you could factor this out, multiply all the terms, add 5, and you should get back to your original expression. Okay? So again, watch this video more than one time to help you with understanding why we are factoring out an expression. Once we solve for our A and putting it back into the completing squared formula, how do we actually get this last term? Okay? Hope this helps. Just real quick. Bye.